Howdy folks, hope you're all having a great weekend and welcome back to Deliver Us Mars, where hopefully today, unless I screw something up, we're actually going to get to go to Mars.
GC, we're heading to the rocket now.
Copy that. Transport is ready for you.
How's everyone feeling?
Good. Slept like a baby.
Of course you did.
You didn't?
Yeah, sure.
How about you two?
Good.
Yeah, fine.
Good.
This is actually kind of exciting. You know, you always think that the transport that takes the astronauts to the rocket is going to be some kind of high-tech piece of NASA equipment, but no, it's just a bus. Oh, they're all waiting for me. Okay. Am I oh, right, there it is.
Here we go. No turning back.
Nope. Hey, you know what I still think about?
What?
How come we get to live in better conditions than the people in the shanty town? How is that possible?
Pure probability. Geographically and demographically, we were born in the right place at the right time. They weren't so lucky.
Right. Wow, they really don't seem to want us to go.
No. But considering the amount of time...
Whoa. You okay?
Yeah, just a bit startled.
Are they insane? They're not helping anyone by trying to hurt us. Don't they understand that we're doing this to save them?
Those people will be on the MPT waiting list until the day that they die. If you saw the WSA using so many resources to send 4 people to space, you'd be angry too.
They don't understand. But when we bring the arcs back, they will.
Or they won't. I mean, they might, and I hope they do, but we're promising something that might not happen, even if we do bring back the arcs.
Hope springs eternal in the human breast. It's the way I choose to view it.
Alexander Pope. The soul, uneasy and confined from home, dreams of a life to come.
Look at you knowing your poetry.
What can I say? I'm not just a pretty face.
Okay.
Take a look at this view.
Oh wow, yeah.
Wow.
That is
This
pretty.
takes us to a maze, right? It's a shame we couldn't build her properly.
Wait, what?
With all these shortages of materials, it really is a miracle that this thing is here at all.
You could have mentioned this in all these months of prep that we're flying economy class,
No, I didn't want to worry you.
except for right before we're taking off.
Seemed only fair to disclose it now.
Sure.
If Claire believes we can use her for the mission, we should trust her.
I believe Zephyr 3 will handle the mission just fine.
You believe? Can we stop and talk about this? Why are we only hearing... Ugh. It kind of looks like one of those Russian proton rockets. Didn't one of those explode? Can we stop and talk about this? Is it too late to renegotiate my contract? Oh, I'm sure it'll be fine. I mean, they almost built it right. Oh well, no going back now. Oh. Oh, this is impressive. Those fuel tanks. Separation stages. See how they save weight by doing framework rather than solid
You don't
sections.
notice how high it really is until...
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not helping. Don't say things like that. We're basically strapping ourselves into the top of a very, very big bomb. Yeah, it'll be fine. They almost built it right. Of course, we get into the actual spacecraft itself, and we're going to be standing on the back wall. We've got to get into orbit first, of course. Yeah, that's going to be the floor. Well, I mean, I say floor. When we're in 0G, it's not going to make any difference. Right. Do I have to do things now?
Launch sequence initiated.
Opera team, this is ground control. Proceed with final checks.
Copy, GC. Opera team comms check. Go.
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 Cat, systems check. Oxygen.
Oh, shit, that's me. Where's the... Oh, there it is.
Oxygen is go.
Flight.
Flight is go.
Navigation.
Navigation is go.
Ground launch sequencer.
Ground launch sequencer is go.
Fuel.
Fuel is go.
Liquid oxygen.
Liquid oxygen is go.
Power.
Power is go.
Launch sequence functions.
Launch sequence functions are go.
Propellant load check.
Where the hell's the propellant?
Good to go.
Oh, it's not me.
Brian, airtight seal and cockpit air composition check.
Seal and air composition are go.
Sarah, start fuel cell thermal conditioning.
Conditioning is a go.
Cat, strong back retract.
Oh, that's me again. Oh, is that not it? I don't even know what the strong back... Oh, right, it's this. Strong back retracted. I didn't even know what the strong back was, but it's now retracted.
Strong back successfully retracted.
Sarah, bent off lines.
Lines are vented. We are go.
Starting automatic ground launch sequencer. Sequencer is a go. Cat, retract orbiter access arm.
Orbiter access arm. I assume that's the tunnel that we used to board the orbiter. That's swung it clear.
Orbiter
Okay.
access arm is retracted.
Copy. Start auxiliary power units.
Oh, more stuff that I'm supposed to... W. Okay, yeah, I get it. This was tricky. You have to actually be looking at each individual switch. You don't have to do them all in the right order. But by default it switches to that one, and I've already done that one. So I need to keep pressing F. There it is. Right, yeah. So these all need to be in the correct position. I mean, it's not tricky. You can see what you need to do. It's just getting it done.
Auxiliary power units are go.
Copy. Retract gaseous oxygen vent arm.
Oh, this thing. So presumably that needs to be at 0. It's like the other, I don't even know what it's called, but the other thing. You set that to 0, then you need to switch to this and slide it down there. Done. Done? Are we done? We're not done. Why are we not done? What else do I need? Oh, the joystick. You see, unlike Cat, I haven't actually spent 6 months training to do this. So,
Unicap retracted.
Opera team, visors down.
Go.
yeah.
Go.
Go.
Cat, orbiter transfer from ground to internal power.
Yeah, shit, that's me again. There it is.
Transfer complete. We're on internal power.
Sarah, activate launch pad down suppression system. Suppression system online. Activating solid fuel thrusters hydrogen burn-off system. Burn-off systems are a go. Cat, initiate solid fuel thrusters start.
Oh, here we go. Starting the engines.
Solid fuel thrusters are a go.
Copy. Thrusters up. We are going for launch.
Here we go.
Engage thrust. have liftoff.
Liftoff.
Oh, this is good. Also very noisy.
Zipper 3, this is ground control. Birds in the air, all looks green.
That is really good to hear, ground control. Because it doesn't feel very green. This is actually... Oh, there's the rotation. Get us on the correct vector for orbit. We're probably actually flying on our back right now. This vibration should ease off once we clear the atmosphere. Or at least once we jettison the first stage. Okay, we're in the cloud layer. And we're going to start to... I mean, we're not in space yet, but you can see the way the colour is changing. As the atmosphere gets thinner and thinner. How long until...
Coming up.
Alright, I don't know what max Q is, but I'm assuming it's maximum velocity. Wow. Okay. Yeah, some heavy G's there. And that sounds like the first stage has burned out.
Initiate stage 1 separation.
Oh crap, it's me again. No, it needs to... There it is. Had to line up with a green button. First stage separation is go.
Initiate second stage ignition.
Oh, okay. Second stage ignition. There.
Go. The second stage throttles up.
Throttle up.
Go.
I know on the early rockets there was no throttle control. The rocket was either thrusting or it wasn't. But hey, this is the future. Is that it? Oh. Get ready for an impressive view. There it is, the big blue marble. Oh, in fact, there it is. Trust me to be looking the wrong way. Well, it's very big. It's not very blue anymore, is it? Oh, don't worry about that. We're not leaking. That's the attitude thrusters. RCS thrusters. Rotation control system? Yeah. It controls the attitude of the spacecraft. Just getting us into a stable orbit.
Cutting off second engine.
Oh, is that me again?
Cat, initiate second stage separation.
Yes. There goes the second stage.
And it's away.
RCS thrusters firing again. Getting us ready for our trans-Martian injection burn, I suppose. Thing is, Mars is very, very far away. You look at a model of the solar system and it's, well, it's our next door neighbour. Yeah, but we don't have the same orbit as... I mean, space is big, right? Douglas Adams wasn't exaggerating. And even in the solar system, Mars is a long way away. And depending on the relative orbits of the two planets, we could be anything from 6 months to a year away from Mars. So this should be interesting.
Here we go, Opera Team. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step.
Babe, did you prepare philosophical quotes for the entire journey, or...?
Only like 5 a day.
Oh, good.
Wanna see something cool?
Maybe I escape mods.
You didn't like it?
I mean, it's great, truly.
One small step was already taken, so...
Oh, wow, old school, huh?
You look excited. You never look excited.
Don't be cheeky. I was as frugal as possible when designing this ship. However, I did splurge on one last-minute edition?
A window.
You're really ruining the moment.
Sorry.
Just look.
Oh yeah. Very cool. There's the money shot right there. You've got to give the audience what they came here to see. I mean, if you're putting us into space in a game, you need to show us the view. Admittedly, when you're in space, there isn't usually an awful lot to look at. Just lots and lots of black. There's some occasional points of light. But when you're in orbit, we need to see the money shot. Oh yeah. That is very nice.
Be a long time before we see it again. This is what we're doing it for. Right, Kath?
Save the Earth.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I don't think that's why Kat's up here. I think she's got daddy issues. That could be a problem.
Sarah and Ryan are probably settling into their pod. I'll head back to the cockpit.
Be right there.
Yeah, I think Claire's got daddy issues as well, but of a completely different nature to those of Kat. Speaking of daddy, it looks like we're having another flashback. Going underwater again? Yes.
Okay, now be honest. Did Claire ever take you this far from the house?
No.
Well, then this hopefully will be a nice surprise.
Oh, I get what they're doing here. This is actually pretty clever. Well, they're doing two things here. When there's a suitable break, I'll explain, if you haven't already figured it out.
You know what they call these things? Bubblegum coral.
No way.
I swear.
It doesn't look like bubblegum at all.
Well, I mean, it probably did back in the day when they named it. You want to give it a new name?
Poop coral?
Of course. Why did I even ask? You know, Mum loved diving too. We used to go diving together all the time after Daddy's training.
Training for space?
Yeah, just like I'm training you to go to space now too.
Cool.
Yep.
Dad, why is it so dirty underwater?
I'm afraid we did that.
No way. I never threw anything in the water.
Right, yeah, well, I mean, not you. A lot of other people did. Unfortunately.
I'll clean it up, so the water can look nice again.
Well, we might be about 50 to 80 years too late for that, I'm afraid. Okay, we're almost here. Come look. Want to go to space?
Oh, something's happening.
You heard that too, right?
Yes, I'm in the cockpit checking the diagnostics. Meet me here?
Sure.
Yeah, so as well as obviously giving us more information on the relationship between Kat and her father, that was also training us for the zero-G sequence, which we're going to need now. I'll just have to find my way to the cockpit. What do we got? Torpedo? Okay, so some kind of suspended animation. Control center this way. Oh, the zero-G controls are very, very delicate. Look, I didn't say it did a very good job of preparing me for the zero-G bits. Oh, I'll get used to it. Alright, here we go, cockpit.
We're trying to see why the ACA didn't spot the debris. It should have.
I need eyes on to determine the damage. I'll perform an EVA and let you know, GC.
Copy.
Did the thruster get hit?
Probably. Could you keep an eye on the diagnostics? I'll get ready.
Wait. Let me do it. Look, I need real-life experience out there. Of all the EVAs we could have, this one is pretty safe, right? I mean, I could just casually mention my stellar extravehicular activities training score.
No, it's fine. I think...
It was 94.
Mine was 95.
See, you're so much better with numbers. Best you monitor the diagnostics.
Fine. Just be very careful. We're still in orbit, so watch out for debris.
Got it.
Get prepped at the airlock, and I'll guide you on comms.
Yeah, I can see this being a problem in the future. Kat doesn't seem to understand that when you're on the spaceship, Claire isn't your sister, she's your commander, and you don't argue with your commander.
If you find yourself drifting, use your thrusters to correct, and quickly double-check the latch of your left nozzle controller, and when
I've double-checked it, Claire. I'm fine.
I don't think you really double-checked.
Claire, I've got this.
All right. Egress out of the airlock.
I'm kind of trying. Can I press the button? There it is. Oh yeah, that is nice. But we're here to do a job.
Yeah.
So what's all this from, anyway?
Satellites, mission-related debris, even pieces from Sarah's old station.
Pearson Space Station. From when Rolf survived the breach during the moon mission. Huh. I'm kind of honoured.
What a weird thing to feel honoured about. Right, first things first, what can you see? Is there any damage to the thruster?
You could say that, yeah.
There's a huge bit of debris stuck in the thruster. Could be from the space station.
Okay. Is the plating around the base of the thruster damaged?
It's seen better days, but it's holding together.
Good. What about the pipes around the thruster?
They're pretty badly bent.
Okay. They'll need to be cut away if we want the thruster to be even semi-functional. Is the thruster still receiving power?
It is.
Shut off the power lines before you do anything else. There's a big button in the hatch, just press it, and you're good to go.
Okay.
And watch out for the fuel canisters. If you hit one of those while you're cutting it, well, don't, please.
What do they look like?
The big yellow canisters. Do you see them?
I see them. Don't worry, I'll be careful.
Very careful.
Very careful.
Okay. Turn the power off and begin the debris removal.
Yeah. The damage to that thruster bell nozzle, that's just not repairable. They're built to extremely precise tolerances. If they're not perfect, they'll just tear themselves apart when they fire.
Hey, remember that sunken space station in the bay behind our house?
Yes. Why?
I was just thinking about it earlier. Did Dad ever take you swimming there when you were young?
He did, but not when I was that young.
What do you mean?
Well, never mind. So, anybody fancy back home?
Wait, what?
Or maybe even on the ship?
What? Ryan?
Or Sarah, I don't care.
Apparently not. Least of all that they're married.
You can still have feelings for someone despite the circumstances. I don't know, with everything that's going on with the world, we never really talk about this kind of stuff. Do you ever think about something like love?
Do you?
Good point. I'll be shutting up now.
I love you. Does it count?
No.
I don't know if you've ever watched video of the engine tests on the Saturn V rockets, but they had huge problems getting the, well, shape of these bell nozzles exactly right. Because if they weren't exactly right, the second they fired up the engines, these nozzles, they just tore themselves apart. So if there's the slightest bit of instability in the structure, and I think this counts as a bit of instability in the structure, the second you fire that thruster, it's basically going to tear the nozzle apart. Plus, the pipe that runs around the outside of the bell nozzle, that we just cut a huge section away from, I have no idea what that pipe is for, but I'm pretty sure if NASA put it there, it was there for a reason. And with a huge section missing, it's probably not going to be able to do whatever it was designed to do. So basically, the second they fire up this thruster, which they'll need to do in order to get this thing going to Mars, otherwise you're operating with 2 of your 3 thrusters, and that will probably add months to the mission. This thing's going to tear itself apart. Realistically, the best case scenario here, if they are to fire this thruster after I've finished cutting the debris away from it, is that the bell nozzle will tear itself apart. The rocket will continue firing, but without the nozzle to direct all of that thrust, it's basically just going to explode outwards, which will take out the nozzle next to it, which will take out the nozzle next to it. And so the best possible scenario here is that you end up losing all 3 thrusters and drift in space. The worst case scenario, of course, is that the whole ship explodes. So the safest thing that they could do here is to just disable this thruster entirely and use the 2 that aren't wrecked. I mean, I get that it's just a game, and they have to introduce some element of drama and something for you to actually do, because there is a lot of listening and watching in this game and not an awful lot of doing, at least this far. But this is kind of disappointing, because there is no way that they would even risk turning on a thruster as badly damaged as this.
Right, it's done.
Okay, good job. Turn the power back on and I'll run a diagnostic.
On it.
Right, where was the power panel? Oh, I've lost my bearings. It was behind a hatch. There's a hatch there. Oh, it was a yellow hatch, wasn't it? That looks more like an airlock. Oh, there it is. No, don't cut. just open the door. It's not letting me turn the power back on. Well, that didn't look good. This isn't like the... There were things in Alien Isolation that you had to... oh, wait, we can turn these. Yeah, I was thinking there were... When you were restoring power to things in Alien Isolation, you often had to pump the lever in order to build up enough charge to kickstart whatever it was that needed to be powered. That's not happening here. You can flip these switches, though. And if they're not in the right order, it resets. So is it just the 2 on the outside? They're the ones that are red. Okay, that did something. Okay, these all have to be flipped in a certain order, and I don't know what it is, so... Oh, I got lucky. Hooray. Now? Is that it?
Power's back on.
Running diagnostic now. And we're good. Okay. Great job, Cal. Head back inside. Carefully.
Yes, Claire.
I've got a really bad feeling about that thruster. Well, we'll see what happens. We're back inside.
Alright, repressurizing now. Here we go.
Another flashback? Yes.
Permission granted to address the airlock window.
More EVA training. I could have probably used a bit more of this before having to do the actual EVA, but hey, whatever. More crap dumped at the bottom of the lake. This is a lot of crap. It looks like space crap.
Never noticed this one still had LI 900 tiles in it. This thing is really ancient. Oh, anyway, you're gonna love living on the moon, honey.
Really?
Absolutely. You can play in low gravity anytime you want, and there's no school on the moon.
Cool.
No, I mean, you'll get some form of schooling when you're there, of course. Wait, this unit still used piston doors. How old is this girl?
It's like they dumped a whole space station here. I mean, it looks great. What am I supposed to do here? I mean, the previous sequence seemed to trigger the move on part when I picked up the helmet and took a look at it, so there must be something here I'm supposed to interact with. It all does look very nice, by the way. I'm kind of getting Subnautica flashbacks here. Still can't figure out exactly what it is I'm supposed to be doing, though. Oh. Alright, the game's giving me hints. It might not be obvious from just watching, but as I move away from wherever it is I'm supposed to be going, the game kind of stops me and nudges me back in the correct direction. So is it in that like that? I think I must be supposed to actually go inside the wreck. Yes. What's that? It's like a light source. Nothing. This all looks very Deliver Us the Moon-ish, which would make sense, I suppose. Oh, looks like there's a strong current there. Oh, yeah. Picking up a lot of speed. What was that? A cockpit section.
A cockpit?
Yeah, that was in the first game. That's how Rolf got to the moon. Yeah, this is all stuff from the first game. I wonder if there's any Easter eggs in here. Let's have a look around. Oh, there's things I can press. Let's press them. What was that?
Dad?
Oh, that's bad.
Dad?
What is it, Moonbear? Where are you?
I don't know, help!
Where are you? Moonbear? Where are you?
Dad, please help me!
Kathy! Hold on!
I'm scared!
I'm him. I'm going to get you out of there.
Dad!
Kathy! Kathy! Kathy!
And we're back to the future. Or the present. You know what I mean. What's that, by the way, is something that you never want to hear the commander of a spaceship saying. Okay. It's okay for the commander to think, ooh, what's that? But they should never say it. It's not the sort of thing that instills confidence in the rest of the crew. What was that? Did anybody hear that? No, you don't want to be hearing that when you're on the flight deck of a spaceship. Alright, so, what's going on now? What just happened? Where the hell are we? I mean, we're on the ship, obviously. Press T. There we go. Start routine procedure checkups. Go to the cockpit. So, cockpit, that way. Follow the waypoint. I'm still not sure about that thruster. I mean, that's just an accident waiting to happen. Well, the accident has already happened. It's now a disaster waiting to happen. Anyway, let's get this done. Open the... Oh! Oh! Well, that was a quick 6 months. We're at Mars. Wow, okay, fine. I guess the thruster was fine after all. Made by the lowest bidder and still worked flawlessly after being irreparably damaged.
What now?
What was that?
Same thruster.
Wait,
How bad is it?
Bad, sis.
One broken thruster could send us completely off course. I'll suit up.
Let me do it. I'm already out of torpor.
No, it's much too dangerous.
Claire, we have to act fast. I'm going.
Please be careful. I'll head to the cockpit to guide you.
Copy.
we've already talked about the commander not saying things like, what's that? Right. Claire, I'm very disappointed that we have to have this conversation again. Let's go investigate. Lights on. Seriously, look at that.
Sis, I don't think we can salvage this thruster. It's taken severe damage.
Diagnostics say the same. You'll have to cut it away.
Are you sure?
In this state, it's a bigger liability if it stays attached to the ship.
Copy.
Turn the power off before you do.
Yeah. Yeah, that is just, yeah, no.
Claire, I can't turn the power off from here.
Okay. You need to cut the power cable connected to the thruster. You can't miss it.
Pretty sure I can miss it. Some kind of clue as to what it looks like would be good. Or is that it? That is it.
I'm through. Power is off.
Right, now the tricky part. You need to cut the thruster from the ship. Slow and steady.
Copy.
And those yellow canisters, one of which is directly underneath the part that I have to cut, those are fuel cells. Again, it doesn't seem like... I mean, that seems very improbable. Those tiny yellow canisters are providing all the fuel for the thrusters. I don't think so. The fact that they're all positioned right under the seams that I have to cut through, though, is very, very worrying. Yeah, we need to be real careful here. But the idea that those yellow pods contain enough fuel... I mean, I don't know how efficient this engine is supposed to be. Apparently they're built to last, judging by the state of the bell nozzle. But the idea that those tiny little pods contain enough fuel for a mission to Mars and back? Come on, game. Well, then again, I don't know. I mean, I'm assuming it's a chemical rocket. And the first and second stages were definitely chemical rockets, but these might be fusion thrusters. Those could just be fusion power cells. I don't know. We know they use fusion power. They were generating fusion power on the moon and beaming it back to Earth through the MPT transmitters. By mining helium-3 on the moon. That's the whole reason why they were on the moon in the first place. So I suppose, yeah, I could. Do I have to cut through these things? Oh, I do. Right, yeah. Bolts or something, whatever. But I'm not done cutting. But I managed to avoid all of the fuel cells, so we're good. From here on in, it should be pretty easy. It's not like the bolts are sitting directly on top of the fuel cells, the way the seams in the thruster paneling was. So we're good. Oh, but that wasn't me. That wasn't my fault. I didn't go anywhere near a power cell. Oh, come on. Oh, shit. That must have been scripted. I mean, that must trigger regardless of how well you... Because I mean, you saw it, you were there. It wasn't me. I didn't do it. Shit, that looks bad, though. That looks really bad. Looks like all the fuel cells are cooking off one after the other. It wasn't my fault. I'm going to get blamed for this.
My visor.
What's going on?
My visor's cracked. Claire, I'm losing air.
Get back in now! It's Sherlock!
Oh, that's a problem.
Sherlock, open! Can't get over here!
I need to get back, and I need to get back not so quickly that I break all of my arms and legs. And we're gonna live. For now. And on that bombshell, that's it for today's episode of Deliver Us Mars. I have to admit, I am really enjoying this game. I mean, as I mentioned earlier, there's not an awful lot of doing, at least this far. And there's lots of watching and listening. But the story's good. I like the characters, even if they all do look like teenagers in space. And I am enjoying it. And hopefully you are too. Because that is it for today. Have yourselves a great weekend. And as always, take care. And I'll catch you next time.